All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and we got the olds kind of figured out, patched up, and whatnot. And um, so I talked about, the fuel issues with the carburetor. Our current jetting is 82 and 91. I went up 4 jet sizes on the primary just to see what it would do, and it definitely alleviated the heavy popping. We still have a little bit, which I'm thinking is going to start being timing. I have to slow down the rate of timing. So my timing is all in at about like 2200 RPM. My converter flashes at about 45. So you figure cylinder pressure spikes. It's got a bunch of timing in it. And this is where people are like, lock out the timing, lock out the timing, lock out the timing. Well, it doesn't always work. We always had a timing curve in all of my engines. Every single engine I've ever ran, when we ran 1140s, we had a timing curve in it. We had it actually with a decent, a medium, and a stiff spring versus my typical light and medium. So that made a big difference too. When I had my buddy Terry help me out with the tune, the car, we went from 1162 to an 1145. The mile per hour didn't really change, but what happened was the way that the car reacted. He was setting up my carburetor and my timing for bracket racing. So the car was 60 foot and better because we leaned it up on the primary side and it would pull all the fuel that it needed on the secondary side. So on this one, we had 78 jets on the primary and 91 on the rear. I went to 82, and that seemed to really, really help it. The car is happy. It is warm today. So this tune-up is probably going to change a little bit when we go to the track and it's cooler. So I think my next thing that I have not touched is I got this distributor from Dr. Dan, and I have not changed a thing in it. But I know that the advanced weights or springs in there are really light, so I'm going to change that and go to MSD has a chart, so I'm going to go to like a medium rate, and it's got their graphs. So I kind of want the timing all in at about 3000. I think I should be good because I launch at about 2000 and the converter flashes at 45. So if I am leaving at like 2200 RPM, my timing is already all in. And we want a little bit of a timing curve, and that's also something that the guy who helped me tune the carburetor last year when we ran Indy, he said you want a little bit of a curve. You don't want it to all, it doesn't always have to be locked out. It's to your advantage depending on how you set up your car to have a timing curve. Some people say it's just a street thing, but no, it could, the engine is going to demand certain things based off of how it is and how things are, and there's a lot of factors. I'm not going to get into it, but so far we jetted up. Last time I fattened it up by just tweaking the idle circuits. We had a little bit of a pop. This time it's a little less than before. So we went up 4 jet sizes, which is roughly if I went up 4 jet sizes front and rear, I probably would have gone 1 full point AFR. I think I went up probably half a point in the AFR. Or down because we fattened it up. And that was enough. So I think I'm going to change the advance rate on the distributor. And then from there, chase down a little bit, probably add a little bit of jet to the secondary, and I think we'll be good. The engine seems really happy. It ran really good. It pulled really, really well. It felt good. Like once the engine kind of cleared up, it pulled clean. So I still got like I said, it's not always there. I keep talking about it, but so that's our handiwork. It's patched up, welded up. I got pictures before I put paint on it. Now, why would I put this horrible aspen green paint on there? Well, because I wanted to see if the welds were going to crack. We're welded on all perimeters. The backside isn't pretty. I ran out of gas like partway down, and I ran it until I ran out of gas, so the welds are a little dirty. But I ground them down, and I'm probably going to cap the welds off, and then I still have to add a gusset. But for now, you know, no cracks, no extra buckles or anything that I can see. We checked it earlier before I, you know, made this video, and everything looks good. So, so far, so good. I feel confident now to take it to the track and make some passes with it. The tune is better. We got the engine diaper on there. And our AFR is like saying that it's fat, but I think the placement where it's at, I had somebody chime in on that, a friend of mine, Dr. Dan actually, he's like, you might, just the fact that even though I capped off my evac tubes, it might be upsetting the reading on the AFR gauge. So I'm not killing it. So usually I've killed AFR sensors with excessive fuel. I'm not doing that. I'm actually overheating them, which means that it's kind of running lean. But it's much happier. Took it for a drive. It's back on pump gas, no race fuel this time. But I did put an octane booster. The Lucas octane booster works really well. Been recommended to me by a good friend, and that's what we ran. And so obviously, that's it. It's been a busy weekend. I still have to plate off the firewall, but that's like a minor thing. And I'll let you guys go, man. Share, like, subscribe. It's kind of been a roller coaster ride with this car, but hopefully we can make some passes with it before the end of the year, and hopefully it lives. So, you know, hopefully we can make this thing do something. So I'll talk to you guys later.